Hey, listen, I just want to call out one person.
And I hate myself a lot.
But stuff. You're getting punched in the dick.
There needs to be more Street Shark references.
I say who?
That's funny as hell.
Welcome everyone to the Underqualified and Overcompensated podcast. I am your Matt Worst, your host with the least most roads.
I'm Rico.
I'm still Firth.
He is still.
He's going to be Firth until the day that Firth stops Firthing.
That's
what
what
they
say.
out there.
Right? Right? Don't you jinx me like that.
Next week, the memorial of Firth.
There are three things that will
you
never
put that
die:
juju?
Firth, twerking, and Betty White. Hopefully, all three
Out.
are in the same.
You know what?
criteria.
I want to see all three
True.
in the same video.
Just
I want to see
wait.
Betty White twerking Firth's name in Morse code.
Great.
No, I want to
Great.
see Betty White twerking first name on Firth.
In
So
Morse code,
that's
then?
what I was asking. Well,
Yeah,
where
in
did
Morse code.
Morse code come
I'm
from?
watching
She's gonna
a
twerk it
twerking
in
video
Morse
right
code.
now, and I just saw a lot of SOSs from girls with daddy issues.
Okay.
It's actually all twerking spells out in Morse code.
Yeah,
If you look at
pretty
every twerking video,
Help!
Morse code. It's all just help. My daddy left me.
Yeah, right?
I can save
He said he was
you.
getting cigarettes.
That's all I see now.
Ladies and
I'm
gentlemen,
gonna have to turn
we
this
are.
video off.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are on episode 5.
Hell yeah, man.
We're doing solid. Every other day, we try to shamelessly plug the podcast in social media or just in social circles.
That's my secret. I don't have any shame.
I actually just had the other day a random officer that happened to be in our building. He mentioned about a podcast, and I shamelessly plugged ours, and then he immediately pulled out his phone and looked us up on Spotify.
Yes.
I don't know if you
Oh,
then
yeah.
subscribed and started listening
He
to
was
us.
a
If you
4-star
are,
general. Amazing. No?
no,
It was
that's a little much.
He will be one day.
Yes, I'm just having casual conversations about podcasts with a fucking 4-star. That's how high up I am, ladies and gentlemen.
It was James Mattis. We were talking about bullshit.
That's
I
what
was
he
like,
does.
Mad Dog, you gotta check this out. And this man, he was like, yo,
Hey,
pulled out
let
his
me check this
iPhone,
shit right here.
Apple iTunes.
That's actually how Matt talks.
Yo, also spot on Mad Dog impersonation. Wow.
Sorry. Welcome,
Nailed
Mad
it.
Dog,
Oh,
to our
Jesus.
to our podcast.
James, is that you?
Welcome to the Mad Dog cast.
Welcome to the Mattis. Welcome to the hatch.
Don't confuse it with the DMX cast. Totally different.
Don't do that. Don't do
What
that.
you soldiers want.
We don't want that.
No, it's not growly enough.
Donkey.
But thank you, everyone who has been listening, who is still listening. If you're with us 5 episodes
You're
in,
the
Yeah.
best.
you're a
this world
saint
has to
of a
offer.
person, and you deserve a medal. You know what? If you're in the military, shoot me your name. I'll type up a COA for you.
Damn soldier's medal right now.
We'll submit that up. Fuck it. We'll put in for an ARCOM. I'm gonna get knocked down.
Guaranteed
We all
coin.
know how this works. Hell, if you're a
Especially
civilian, I'll put you in
Especially
for
where
it
we
too.
are.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No, that shit's getting knocked down in a
My
second.
wife got a COA for me
Right.
re-enlisting. She didn't do nothing.
What?
She's not even in anymore. It's a
Oh, my
certificate
God.
of appreciation, not achievement,
Oh,
but it's still a COA.
my God. Are you kidding me?
I
Yeah,
told her if they
you got to give it to the Souths
because
too.
she's in like the reserve thing after you ETS. I was like, hey, if you have to get
Yeah.
back in, make sure they add this to your points.
Jesus. Hold on. For all our non-military listeners, what does ETS stand for?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, fuck.
Are you kidding me? It's estimated time of separation.
Yeah. Hey man, I'm retiring.
I don't think about stuff like that.
Fuck
I'm
you.
in for life. I don't estimate
Yeah,
my
so
time
am
of
I.
separation.
Oh God.
ETS has left my brain so
you
many
poor
years ago.
bastards. You poor
I
bastards.
am in for the.
Yeah,
Wow.
Rico's going to be in until he's too old to be in, and they forced him out. So in about 5
Exactly
years,
3 weeks from now.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was 6 months ago.
You're right. I'm currently in a wheelchair. I take all my photos from the chest up so no one can see how weak I am.
You're like FDR.
Rico is the hidden polio of the podcast.
I am the FDR. I speak.
Yo, Rico's brown New Deal.
I don't know what you said. Brown Ally McBeal? That sounds hot. What?
I mean, also down for that.
No, brown New Deal.
Oh. Took me a second.
Wow, way to suck. You just sucked all the humor out of it. You son of a bitch. Holy shit. Oh my God.
But thank you, everyone who has been listening and sharing. As you've probably seen on our social media, if you are following us,
You should be.
we are on Spotify, iTunes, TuneIn, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. All of our videos get pushed up. SoundCloud is our
If
main
you have a Casio
feed.
calculator watch, we're on there too.
Hey, if you have an Alexa device, ask your Alexa device. Oh shit, she's listening to me right now. Never mind.
skills
I'm
are
sorry.
updated, though.
I wasn't
Here,
talking to you.
I'll do it.
Hey,
I don't have
thank
one.
you.
Ask
Thank
your
you.
Alexa device to play the most recent episode of Underqualified and Overcompensated podcast, and that bitch will play.
Whoa.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Activate your skills,
Yeah,
though.
I did it
Your
today.
tune-in skills, your Spotify, SoundCloud. You know what to do if you have one.
Also, if you have a TI-80 from high school,
Mhm.
we're probably on
Text
that too.
Instruments.
Okay. Wow. Nope. Now we're losing the kids. We're losing the kids. Real quick.
You're like,
Hey,
wait, you guys don't have calculators sponsored by
It's
Google?
okay. We're going to talk more about twerking
hey, you
later.
know what? If you have a Tamagotchi, get your Tamagotchi.
If you have a Nintendo
Click like
Dogs,
that.
that
Oh,
dog will
The
bark the
underqualified.
entire underqualified and overcompensated podcast.
Hey, have you ever heard Firth and Yorkie?
It's beautiful. It is breathtaking. I cry every time.
It's like watching the Aurora Borealis.
When we do a
Brown.
video and you do the Nintendogs version, it'll be Firth speaks in Yorkie. Burp, 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 burp.
I think I dated that girl, the Aurora Borealis Brown. I'm pretty sure she was a girlfriend of mine in high school.
Hey, Aurora.
Hey, hey, if you're listening, don't sue us.
Or do. I'll fight you.
This is a
Yeah, right.
YouTube
Oh,
moment, not a Me
Jesus.
Too moment. Let's get it right.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, I just want to call out one
Hey,
person.
Hey,
Aurora.
Aurora.
call out one person. Stop!
Aurora.
Stop! Because that was her name.
Oh, was
no.
Did you do something inappropriate?
Stop!
Did you kiss her without her explicit consent?
Are we gonna get hashtag Me Too'd at the peak of our
I
height?
hope you got her consent.
I was making a joke, and then all of you just made a point of going like, "Hey, Aurora," and I was like, "Oh shit, I dated a girl
Are
named
you
Aurora."
ready to touch each other's lips in a passionate fashion to your or mostly your liking? If so, please sign this. My witness is here.
As a teenager, I didn't realize that my adult life would consist of carrying a contract in my pocket.
Also, right? I was just gonna say, how many times does a 35-year-old look back and go, "Oh, you know what? 17-year-old Tyler didn't get a contract signed that said this is consensual."
Oh, no. Screw 17-year-old Rhodes. 19-year-old
No,
Rhodes?
I'm not
He's
allowed
getting
to
sued.
because
Yeah.
I'm also 35 and he's 17, so I can't do that.
I can't even talk about
I'm not
33-year-old
Catholic.
Rico. So
Oh, God. We're just going to shit on that.
I thought that was funny.
Someone the other day suggested for episode 5, I think, who was it? I think it was Cook. He just said, "Hey, you should just." He's like, "You should just go on religion. Just start going on religion." I was like, "Yeah," because I think we're gonna wait to shit on
First
my
off,
faith until after I'm a pastor.
Shit on
We're gonna-
religion. Religion is a very touchy subject. People's views lie all over the place.
Hey, especially if you're
Heyo.
Catholic. Heyo, we're coming at you. All right.
He just
I'm
wants to
coming for
call
you.
one
So-
sect of that religion
Going
out.
down.
Just decided. It's just,
Hey, fucking, I'm Christian. They can't do anything to me.
yeah, right. What are you gonna do? Huh?
What, you gonna not let me join your club? Too late.
Yeah, right. You already killed my lord. What else are you gonna do for me?
How's the Jews? You
I
fuck.
know. Jewish Rico is
Oh,
fine.
now you're just pointing. Now you're just pointing fingers. What?
Oh, I apologize. Hey, welcome to the fucking Court Hearing of Christ podcast.
I'll be
Court is in order.
I'll stand
Original
for Judge
Testament.
Rico.
Individual.
Rico is the defendant on behalf of all Jews.
I
Yep.
said original testament. or
What is the
the
original
Torah, if that is.
testament? I believe so.
So we're gonna leave this alone before.
Before we're all brought into Jag tomorrow.
We're just gonna drop this here. Hey, we're gonna come back, but maybe not for a
Pineapples,
little bit.
salsa.
If you're waiting for the underqualified and overcompensated podcast to hit on the infrequencies or little plot holes of religion, you're gonna have to wait until about 6 years until I'm done with seminary and I can actually get ordained.
We're not waiting 6 years.
And then
nope.
Also, as someone,
just let me
who is
be a
speaking-
pastor
Nope.
first.
I'm as someone who is ordained.
Look at that.
I
Oh,
feel like I
you-
can speak on this.
you
as-
You got
Fuck.
ordained
as an
after 3
expert,
seconds. Why are you waiting
As a-
6 years?
right? You fucked up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Apparently, I'm going at it
Apparently.
wrong.
Yeah, I even got a
Yes.
T-shirt. It was a black
Whoa,
T-shirt.
why is it gonna be a
white
black
lettering
T-shirt?
across the chest? And it just
Because if he dressed in all white, that's racist.
I would prefer a
Right?
white T-shirt with black letters. That is just
because if I got just an all-white T-shirt, it comes with a complimentary hood. And I just was not.
I feel
not
like
ready
every
for that
episode
segment.
we fire Firth.
I think I should be fired because I laughed way too hard at that
As the
joke.
only brown person here, I'm very offended.
Also, as the friend of the brown person, no, he's not.
Now,
Yeah,
I had a
exactly,
moment
no.
yesterday, if I can tangent slightly. My kid
Oh wow!
kid got sent home.
Did he call you
No, no, no,
N-word?
no, no. He might as well have. Right? So, if you know me, I am a Puerto Rican male, and my wife is white as fuck, and that's cool. It's a mixed
Fluorescent.
relationship. We have mixed children.
Wait! Are you so? Oh, okay, so that's
Yeah,
okay.
I can say that.
So you can say I'm a Puerto Rican male, and yet she's
Yes,
white
she's
as
from
fuck.
Maine.
Yeah,
Huh?
because it's the degree of white. Because you just have average white people. She's
Yes.
fluorescent white.
She's a wonderful
waff.
person. However, she's white as fuck from Maine, and if you're from Maine, you understand that's white as fuck. Sorry.
Yeah,
All right.
you guys make snow look brown.
This snow is real
All right.
dirty this
Excuse me,
year.
Why are you? Also, why are you including me in this? You guys.
Wow.
I'm
No,
not
what,
from Maine.
do you realize I'm talking to more people than just
This
you
is-
self-centered
Welcome to the
fuck?
Thriftcast.
We have a whole 12 people that listen to this podcast.
That's right. Hey, the 20 of you that are still listening. All right. Hey, we're ignoring you.
I'm just talking
All
to
right.
Firth.
If I can
apparently.
get back to
Yeah,
my
right.
real story,
Continue.
because I almost this is one when I texted
Yeah.
you guys yesterday. I'm going to go to the daycare and probably pray for them. That we're this is probably
All right.
a cuttable moment.
I'm gonna-
So
I'm gonna
So
back off.
what happened was,
I'm gonna back off
my
here.
kid, he got sent home for opening the door and walking out of the classroom more than once. A total of
He's how old?
he is 3 years old, and they have no gates, no locks on the doors. Locks, I kind of understand, fire hazard. Got it. A gate probably should be there. We pay probably about $1,500 a month for 2 children to go to daycare on post. Okay, So that's frustrating. However,
he sounds like a real piece of shit to me.
who?
I don't want to say.
He meant your son, but continue.
He's not the right time. When I'm in a better mood, you can say that because I'll agree with you.
Right now, he's defending his son.
Actually,
I
Continue.
immediately said it,
I'm not
and
really
it was like,
I'm not really
and
defending
Rose
him.
even was like, go ahead.
But the situation is, so we're at dinner, and I'm sorry, this is a very racial moment. I apologize. This will probably get cut. Who knows? But
no,
he was talking to us at the table during dinner, and he was saying to my wife, "You're white," and he was saying that my daughter Cordelia, she's white, so they can be friends, and Daddy's brown. And I was like, "Who did you learn that from?" And he said 2 kids' names, and the wife confirmed that they are not of color children, and that made me very upset.
As it should. But also, where did Max get the impression that he was brown?
So,
No, my
so
kids
that
look
was the
super
first thing I thought of as well.
I mean, Max and Cordy both have they have a tan to them. Like they're obviously not like
No.
Latino,
So
like brown.
he's super young. He doesn't get that he's mixed, and really that shouldn't be a thing. But
no, I mean it shouldn't be a thing you
problem
realize
is-
until
The
later.
problem is that there are children in his classroom
Yes.
that are
Yes.
learning from their parents
Yes.
that and like preaching this to their children that you can be friends with kids that are perceivably white and not the darker people. And that just blew my mind during dinner.
I mean, this is a class of toddlers, so
Yes.
yeah, these kids definitely are regurgitating what they
This
overheard their
isn't
parents say.
something I just watched Paw Patrol and learned I shouldn't like brown people. No.
No, I've actually seen that episode. They're really racy.
Right? that got out of control real quick.
Ray can't watch it anymore. She's been doing some goose step and shit around the house.
So that kind of set me off last night. Not like
She just keeps cheering, build the wall, build the wall. Ray, shut the fuck up.
that's like it's a difficult situation for me. I mean, being of an ethnic situation, but like filling
Yes.
the gap, if you will. You know what I'm saying? I travel between everything, but to hear my son, who is mixed, learning from other kids about
How old's your son?
he is 3 years old.
That's insane.
That's not an age that
That
should be a
right there.
comprehension.
That right there. So that's why I asked that question. Is that a 3-year-old
Yes.
is because of what he's talking about with people in class or what he's hearing about is going, you're this, so you can be friends. Because that's what he said, right?
Yes.
You're this,
Well, yeah.
you're
So
that.
what it's sounding
So you-
like is
he's
2 other
basically-
kids told him that they didn't want to be his
Exactly.
friend.
No.
Or
They
he's-
they actually
No, but
they
think about
perceived
this.
him.
Oh, they included him because
but said we can't be friends with other kids that
Mhm.
are darker, and that just like blew my mind. And I'm not upset at those kids because they're only regurgitating what they're learning from home. I'm
Yeah.
upset
Well,
at those parents.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're
100%.
shitty. You're shitty parents.
honestly, and this is coming from me,
Who's a
I would
shitty
bring that up. Yeah, and I'm a shitty person.
No,
I
stop
would
it.
bring that
I'm
up
kidding.
to the daycare
I was going
and
to
say,
today.
or you could just storm over to those people's houses and punch them in the neck. I also condone that action. And I'll throw them off and I'll do it with you.
But our lifestyle of being very regulated, we are held to a higher standard than any civilian ever will be. Means I cannot just go punch somebody in the throat.
I mean, are they a civilian or no?
No, I mean, like, even if I'm saying the difference between, even if you know what I'm saying.
I mean, yes, we can't just
Yeah.
succumb to that. I mean, obviously, anyone who's listening to me for the first time doesn't know me. I'm not a violent
He's
person. I'm not just going to freely punch people in the neck.
Definitely won't.
I like to say it a lot because now you think I'm going to punch you in the neck.
Yeah.
Yes.
Only listen to
But
that.
I mean, that is an issue and that's just that's a social issue overall, because like you've seen the memes, no one knows racism from birth. It's a learned thing, right? And it's like a white kid and a black kid like hugging each other. They're like 6.
Dude.
There's thousands of different versions of that picture. And it's truth. I mean, so growing up in Idaho, obviously we don't have a very diverse culture. You're either white or you're Latino. There's like 7 black guys. But even there, like I wasn't raised in that air of separation of race. I didn't really perceive racism until I joined the Army. And I kind of got it on the other side because people thought that I was inherently racist because I was white.
That's horrible.
I mean, and I'm not. I'm just a little ignorant when it comes to social things because I don't know it. But with Max's thing, I mean, it's sad that is a reality, that there's still people out there that are regurgitating that nonsense.
The worst thing about it is we're in the military, and the military is probably like people talk about the Northeast being a melting pot. The military is that times a million.
Yes.
So for people in the military to be spreading that to their children and it like just making its way out is just, it's an absolutely horrible feeling.
Well, so he was told that, hey, we can be friends.
Yes,
but
because
we can't be friends.
Because he's perceivably white, because he's lighter skinned than me. I'm brown and beautiful.
Agreed. No one's disagreeing with that.
I am sun kissed. And like, so his friends don't
shut the fuck up.
His friends don't realize that he is of Puerto Rican descent in any way, shape, or form. So they see him and they're like, "Oh, we can be friends, but we can't be friends with kids that are darker." And that's, dude. Like, I thought that stuff was done when I was like younger.
That's crazy. It's 2019, and they're how old?
These kids are like
they're 3
to 5, like 3 to 5.
Yeah,
my son is 3.
And that's the thing with like just the culture. You think it's dead, right? You think it's done.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right.
Like I said, like I didn't really see it a whole lot. Like there was the 1s and 2s in my high school that were obscenely racist for like no reason.
Yeah,
and then I joined the Army, and I have a numerous amount of Black friends, Mexican, Asian, all over, because that's who we work with. And I was a little ignorant to the point that I thought that racism was dead, because obviously I don't really experience it except for little tiny things here and there because I'm a really, really white guy. But other friends, they tell me stories about, everyday racism that they experience. And I'm unbeknownst to me, because I am I'm not a racist too. So I assume that it's dead, that it's a done thing.
Because we don't pick up on it.
Well, yeah. And we don't see it as much. And then it's little shit like this that all of a sudden you have a 4 and 5-year-old telling your other kid, who is apparently a secret agent for the brown people.
Stealthily brown.
Yeah. Well, he has straight hair.
Dude.
He's lighter skinned. Cordy's got the hair.
Cordy's got them curls.
He loves Nickelback.
He loves Nickelback and
huge Nickelback fan.
Chad Kroger is jealous of these curls.
Right? Yeah. You ain't lying.
Oh yeah. Cordy's got the hair. She's got an attitude too.
She sure does. I don't even know how to handle her.
You ain't wrong.
God damn it.
Well, I mean, like, that's just something like myself and my kids are never really going to understand.
The hope is that as we get further along, no one has to understand that. And really, in my time in the Army, that hasn't been a thing until, 6 years and who knows, 6 years and a month in, and my kid being just a part of a conversation that happened. And it's like, man, that's just absolutely crazy to me that anyone in this melting pot of an army/military, working as close as you can with people of varying different backgrounds, races, whatever, would say, hey, you can't be friends with those people.
Well, yeah, you would imagine that this would be something that would happen on the civilian side.
Yes, because the civilian
But
side
the fact
is
that
what it is.
we are, like you said earlier, we are such a melting pot.
Yes.
And I never really experienced it before the Army, but especially in the Army, we joke about it all the time.
There's some levity.
One of our
yes,
buddies, yeah,
because
there's a lot of levity when it comes to it,
military
because one of my
people,
buddies, he'll
they
be making a
embrace
joke
jokes as
about it.
stereotypes, and it's funny because you're surrounded by cultures you're not used to, but there's no hate about it. It's like accepting things. It's like, hey, that's funny, and it is what it is. However, the hate of the situation is not a common thing, and that's what like shook me.
Well, yeah, I don't know how many times Randy has, like, we'll be talking about something and I'll bring up cooking and Randy goes, "Oh, I'm not eating at Rhodes' house." And I go, "Why?" And then he just rubs his forearm and looks at me.
He rubs he rubs the top of his.
So
Yeah, just rubs the top of his hand and looks at me and goes, "Mayo spicy."
So it's ignorant of me to say that that's not offensive, but we all laugh at it. So,
Well, yeah, because like in the military, at least, like, we understand, we have a sense of dependency upon it. Like other people, they have that racism due to whatever it may be, but it's because they don't have to rely on a person
Yes.
of the other race, right? And we've all heard of scenarios of like people going to hospitals and their doctor is someone of another race, and they're like, "Nope, I don't want that person operating on me."
crazy.
We don't get that luxury of having that ignorance in the military, because if you're dying in combat and your medic happens to be a black guy and you're a super racist dude, like, you either die or you go, "Oh, maybe I should not be a bigoted fuck."
Yeah, and maybe hopefully you die.
Yeah, and then you change your ways maybe, but
I don't give a shit.
If you're not going to change your ways, fuck you.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. If you're listening to this and you're kind of like, "Wow, this brown guy's kind of laying on it a little heavy," no,
Really not.
he has that right. He had a very serious moment with his 3-year-old son today. If it was me in your position, I would be livid, because I can only equate this to someday someone telling Ray that she can't do something because she's a girl.
You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely
Yes, that's the only thing I can equate it to as a father. Someone telling my daughter, "Oh,
Welcome
you can't
to
do
the
this
dad
because
cast.
you're a woman." Yeah, and then I'm going to go and have my
I'll
child
just
assault.
sit back and listen.
You know you have several children.
Not that I'm paying for.
Technical support is better than child support.
Calm down. Calm down, Dave Chappelle.
Jesus Christ! I wish I had his money.
You haven't watched this special yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh, I saw
heard-
the hell out of
I
it.
hear it is
Yeah,
fantastic.
And that shit was great.
So
I hear it's
in there,
really
he
good.
says he's like, women should, yeah. So he says if women are allowed, they should be allowed to, get abortions, right? It's their body. That's their thing. He's like, but if women are allowed to get abortions, men should at least be able to abandon the motherfucker.
No, sorry. You can't do it.
Hold on, I'll be right
He's
back.
like, if you can kill him, I should at least be able to abandon him.
I feel like we get to this point where it's like, I just like, hey, shitting on the left media, but god dang it, there's so much stupid shit coming out of the left media. It's ridiculous.
That's so funny.
That's why. So a lot of us, we say in our description of the podcast, we say that we're mostly in the middle, which some of us on different things
I'm
are.
not.
Like, so Firth is probably the most fart-leaning right person, but there are things on the left that he does agree with. For example, homosexuals being able to get married. Firth is, I don't give a fuck, right?
Yeah, that's not a right wing thing. That's just if you love somebody, go love somebody. I don't
Fucking
give a
do
shit.
what you want to do.
That has,
Well,
nothing,
yeah, but-
that has nothing to do with politics. No, and I'm going to stick to that. That has nothing to do with politics. That is something that is
Correct.
created for it. That has nothing
yeah.
to do with being Republican.
So
I'm
it
a-
shouldn't have
No.
anything to do with, but
I am a conservative. I am thinking I am all for a limited federal government. So why on earth would I want a federal government telling someone that they can or cannot do something?
well,
if
tell
you
that
love
to the rest of your party.
I understand that, But if you love someone, and do you love someone? Yes.
Even
Then
if you
go
don't
do
love
it.
them and you want to
If-
get in there, get in there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you want to experience the joy of divorce like the rest of us, go for it. You think
Hey.
I give a fuck?
And that
After
was
one,
my
just keep
point.
going.
So a lot of us, even though he's a little bit more to the right,
Yes.
we agree to the left. But as Rico is saying, and this happens on both sides, right? So sometimes the news will put out something that the right said, but I guess maybe because I do lean a little bit more to the right, a lot of the things that get put out, like the left saying this, I just read it. It's like reading a President Trump tweet.
So drunk.
Yes, like I just look at it and I have a stroke.
Just, you're like, oh god, I smell waffles, and I can't raise my left hand anymore.
Yeah, why does my face feel droopy? Like I read some things on the
Oh
news.
god, I feel like
of,
Bob
like
Dole.
something going on in California, and I'm
that
like,
wasn't funny.
what? Why? Okay, sure. I guess we're doing that now. Like with the whole, like for an example, the straw thing that happened in California.
Oh my god.
I had and then I was like, okay, and then I started looking into it a little bit more. Did you know the United States is responsible for 2% of the plastic waste in the ocean?
Hey, is there one country that's responsible for the majority of it?
Yeah, China.
Oh my god, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me that it's China? I didn't know that was the answer.
What?
Of course
China
I did.
Yeah.
never does anything
Right.
wrong. Their
They're fucking
economy,
saints.
their environment, their general happiness is amazing.
Yeah, look at Hong Kong. Those people are
Oh, boy.
ecstatically happy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, all the flights are leaving on time from there.
So I went and got Chinese today, right?
This was just a lead-in for Rhodes
Yep.
to talk about like good Chinese food.
Oh, by the way, the gourmet garden in Grafenbeer area, if you're there, fucking spot on
Yes.
food. I will give them a promo.
Yes. Is it
They
the
are
one-
great.
Did you get it? Did you go and pick it up?
No, we went and sat.
Yeah.
Like we always go in and sit.
Did they give
And-
you a little shot of like schnapps or something?
They all
Yeah,
do.
it's like
They
a
all
voodoo or
want you
something
to
like that.
DUI in this country. Hey,
No.
did you come
Yeah.
here and have a biscotti? Here's your 120 proof shot. Good
What?
luck with the Polo's eye. They're going to beat
Yep.
you with sticks.
Also true. But
But
the
we
place that
go
Rhodes is
and
saying, what's it called?
yes, they give you the gourmet garden.
It is so stinking good. One,
The food is
good.
fantastic.
The food's so good. But the shot, the little schnapps thing that they give you, right on, brother.
But so we're sitting there, and they've been closed for like about 2 weeks now. And
Because they take
I
a
had
summer vacation.
Well, yeah, they did because the only person in the front is this very old.
Yeah.
The only person in the front is this very old, adorably sweet Chinese lady,
Mhm.
and she works her ass off when there's a rush. She's the only person running the front. And another customer was talking to her, and they're like, "Oh, how was your trip? Where'd you come from?" And she said, "China." And it was really good. And I leaned over to my wife, and I was like, "Yeah, but that was a fucking bitch to get back." And her flight was actually late.
Yeah.
Like she was delayed by like 2 days.
Yes. It turns out flights couldn't leave.
No. And like granted, like she obviously I don't know where she went in China, but
Beijing.
like the protests are all happening in Hong Kong. It's not branching outside of Hong Kong, I don't think.
I'm sorry, Rico. The way you just said it so convincingly.
Yeah, she told me I was
Beijing.
there.
Is she from Beijing?
No, but that's where she's going. That's where she's
How do
flying
you
into.
know?
I have talked to her. I was just
No,
there.
you haven't.
Are you?
What
Are
is
you
her
a fact
name?
checker, dude?
Hey, Snopes, calm the
I'm
fuck
not
down.
gonna pretend to say her name.
I was just
I
gonna
was
say,
like-
call me Snopes and I'll be full of shit.
Snopes is actually a great resource. Hashtag
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Snopes.com. Before you just post something ignorantly, at least go to Snopes.
Yeah, exactly. And then you'll just see it being posted ignorantly.
Yeah, as we mentioned in the first podcast, read what you're posting. Oh, and don't just read it and go,
Definitely.
"Yep, that I agree with all of that."
Oh, that's offensive to me.
How about you read it and then Google it and then read another post from like
I mean-
another viewpoint that you disagree with.
Right?
Read that, see what they say, compare the two, and don't be a fucking idiot and then post it on Facebook. And then my grandma gets a hold of it
And she
and says,
fucking
"Oh, Obama's a Nazi and he's going to take all our weapons."
To be fair, though,
hey, you better cut that out right now. Obama's
To
a
be
Nazi.
to be fair, Obama is a Nazi and he's trying to take all of our weapons.
And this will be the last podcast Firth will be on until the next podcast.
I was trying to say we're back to episode 3.
No.
He gets fired, everyone, and then rehired. That way we could pay him minimum wage.
Hold on. Yeah, true. Yeah, right? Hey, you know what? As a Republican, I respect it. All right? I have nothing to say against
You're
it.
welcome.
He was born in
hold
Kenya.
on.
He's a Nazi.
Hold on. Truthfully speaking, only one of those things are true.
Kenya.
And Obama only wanted to take all of your weapons.
They all do. Because
no.
it's topical at the time. They all do. God.
Yeah, all the Democrats do. Are you kidding me?
Well, yeah, because
Okay.
The
Hold on.
the NRA isn't sponsoring the Democrats.
This is a conversation.
Are you
that I
saying
do
the
not
Republicans
know
don't
if
want
we
to
wanna
take
go
away
into.
bump stocks and other things now?
I would say I cannot speak for the Republican Party because I'm a fucking idiot.
Okay, so the conservatives,
but
they don't
as-
want to take
as a-
away bump stocks. POTUS
on,
doesn't want to
hold
take
on.
away bump stocks.
Hold on. As someone who thinks of himself as a conservative Republican, yeah, go ahead. Get rid of him. Go ahead.
Okay, so you're
Yes.
left now. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we're left.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
AOC.
AOC.
You're now a liberal. Put on your pussy hat, bro.
That's offensive. It's a
hey, you know what?
labia lobotomy.
Hey,
I don't know. Sorry.
that De Blasio guy's not so bad, whore. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me check. Oh, no, he's a fucking moron.
That Beto dude that I didn't know about.
Oh, you mean the guy with the super Irish name, but he thinks he's Mexican? Are you kidding me?
I legit thought that was a
we
chick.
just
I've
talked
never
about
seen
racism.
What?
We just talked about
How is that
racism.
racism?
White dudes can speak Spanish, you fuck. It's fine.
They
They
you
can-
can't just call your... The man's name
Rhodes
is
here,
like...
and the underqualified and overcompensated, he can speak Castilian Spanish. You know what I can't speak? Mostly regular Spanish. Meanwhile, I'm getting racist stuff from my own child and his friends.
Also, small disclaimer, if you hear this and you see me in the streets and you come up and you ask me to speak Spanish, fuck you. I'm rusty and I can't
It better
do it.
be perfect Castilian from Spain.
Excuse me.
Oh, Castellano Spanish.
Excuse me. As someone who can speak Hungarian on this podcast, all right?
You can speak 4 words in Hungarian.
Okay.
3 words.
Are they,
3 words.
oh,
Thank
daddy,
you.
don't stop? What are those?
Okay. First of all, I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna tiptoe around this situation. I don't know
What are
who
those-
listens.
Okay,
to this
so we'll do it
podcast.
backwards then. What is the Hungarian word for stop?
I don't know.
What's the Hungarian word for don't?
Daddy.
No, it's
Yeah,
backwards.
I don't know.
What's the Hungarian word for daddy?
I don't know.
What's Hung-
I
I
know
thought you
what
could
no
speak
is.
Hungarian.
No, I know what no means.
I know.
Is it no?
I guess that's the word you've heard the most.
It's hey, you know what? Never mind. I'm not gonna
What
say
is
that.
the Hungarian word for no?
It is. Hold on, because I'm. Oh Jesus, I'm gonna
Oh my
say
god.
it.
You're going
And
to
That's
it's
push
what
me
gonna
off
happens
the
fire
spot.
when you go to a
Exactly,
Hungarian restaurant and you ask
exactly.
for something really American. By the way.
Nam.
Nam?
Yeah, I was a
Nam.
Nam too.
Yeah,
That's where I was going.
Hold on. Because part of me is like, I'm pretty sure it's Nam, but if it is Nam, I know it's one of those
Nom
two.
nom 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 nom
But
nom
if
nom.
you say the wrong way, they're like, oh no, it's not like Vietnam.
So
if
if
it's
I'm eating a
nom,
whole cheesecake and I'm like nom 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 nom.
Yeah, they're just like no,
Oh, he just doesn't like it.
Yeah, it's like you're just forcing yourself on that cake.
Which I would never do because that's rude.
It's
Yes,
Nim.
it's root. What is it?
Nem.
Nam.
Thank
What did I
you, Google
say?
Translate.
What did I I love how I can hear it.
Brought to you by Google Translate. If you don't understand what the hell's going on, Google will translate this shit for you.
God damn it.
Man.
Shut up, Google, you piece of shit.
Google, say I am currently watching a lot of twerking videos for no reason. I've just fell down a rabbit hole. I don't know what's going on anymore.
Hey, first.
Yeah.
Reservad.
What? What did you just call me?
Piece of shit. In Hungarian.
Thank you, Google Translate.
Great. So now someone in my life will listen to this podcast and be like, oh,
Your friends
Great.
think you're a piece of shit, huh? We can no longer get married.
also, she's not Russian, all right?
Basically,
Hey.
Thanks, America. She's
Hey,
not
on
Russian.
the behalf of all three of us,
Great. I can't wait for us to make fun of my girlfriend's
If she would
nationality.
Oksana,
hang out with us,
calm down. Oksana Ono, slow your roll.
Jesus Christ.
Is she tracking that we call her that, by the way?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, how does she feel about that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's super stoked. She loves it. She loves being called by not her real first name and a last name that is connected with breaking up the Beatles.
Rhodes is
what
the
would she
Ringo
prefer?
of this, so
So I'm not even the best drummer in the band?
that's my favorite Beatles quote ever. You win the entire conversation because that's my favorite Beatles quote.
It's mine too. But so I'm the Ringo, which means that I'm a moderately good person skill-wise in this podcast, but not the best.
Also,
you.
Listen.
you age really well.
Yeah,
Have
I
you seen
will.
Ringo? Ringo looks like he's like in his mid-50s. I think he's 109.
He's 374.
That's insane.
He is
I like how you
the
just treated
Walrus.
that like it's a real fact.
Like,
Whoa,
like
hey,
I think Ringo
I know stuff.
Starr. Yeah, like I think Ringo Starr was actually Gandalf when
I'm
Gandalf
Rico Starr.
existed.
I'm Rico Starr the
He's
White.
79 years old,
Right?
which, by the way, also Yoko Ono is 86 years old.
Cool.
Hey, Yoko,
Cool.
if you're trying to wreck
No,
this podcast, get at me.
Stop. I can't. Whatever. That whole thing. I don't want to get into that.
What, into the Beatles? Why is that a touchy subject?
I don't know. Because like
Because
everyone's
they're
just like,
the
oh,
greatest
Yoko Ono
band
broke up.
in the world. How about that?
They would have broken up anyway. They would have.
Well, yeah, how about the fact that they were doing copious amounts of drugs?
Yes.
That's what broke up the
Oh,
Beatles.
sorry.
And they got
People do
together and they
drugs.
were like,
Unless you're in the
not
army.
us. Not us. We're not going to
Not
break
I,
up.
said the spy.
Right?
Not me, CID.
Oh, shit.
Solid. Solid.
I enjoyed it too. I enjoyed that.
Oh, that's my new one. I'm using that now.
That's a guaranteed. I learned that from CID. Just say not me, CID, and they're like, oh, fuck, can you do that?
Can you do that?
And you just walk out.
Hey, you have to tell me
Hey,
if you're
let him
CID.
go.
Yeah.
Let him go. He rhymed.
Hey, he rhymed.
If he
That's our one
somehow
weakness.
used alliteration, we can never try him again.
That's our weakness. Who told him? God damn it, Jamie, was it you?
I just really like alliteration.
They just melt like they're a witch.
Oh, God. Alliteration, that's my one weakness.
They just freeze in stone. Just
I like the idea of them melting like Rico was doing their voice. No.
Alliteration is the one thing that stops CID. And also driving by an MP who's looking at one road and me mouthing to him, "You're a peepee." Because they closed one road and I was driving down the only 30 km road, which is, if you have dealt with Germany, that's like a 1 mile per hour. And he was standing there fucking staring at us.
So slow.
And I looked out my window while driving forward and mouthed, "You're a pee-pee." And 5 minutes later, when I drove by, he was gone. I'm just saying he was gone. Not
I am.
that-
I am. I'm saying that this man watched Rico call him a PP, and then he's just like called his superiors. He's like, "Hey, sir,
And they think
I'm
I'm
gonna need
dude.
I'm gonna need the rest of the day off."
I can't handle this abuse.
What happened? Oh, this brown asshole called me a PP.
Okay, I'm getting more coffee. However, if you want to shut down the only road that will stop traffic for everyone and ruin the daily mission for everyone, you're a mother freaking phallus.
Wow.
So like our boss's boss's boss. That's who we're calling out now.
Well, since Rico's gone because he just said he was getting coffee, I'm gonna speak for him and say yes. But that's for Rico. That has nothing to do with me.
So like in 05, that's who we just called out. Cool. Roger. Tracking.
Yeah. Hey, I just want to call out one person. Hey, random officer, pull your head out of your ass.
How about you stop shutting down the fucking roads, huh?
Right?
I get it. PT's till 7:30. Guess who's got to go somewhere at 7?
Right.
Fucking me.
Hey, you have a class? Fuck you. Oh, okay. Okay, fuck me, literally.
I always love the general excuse of nothing ever happens before 7:30.
Oh, Rico's
Nope.
coming in swinging.
Here we go.
Oh,
Y'all set me
Bob
off
and weave.
2 times tonight. Y'all ready? This was before. So if let's say we're driving down a 1-lane road, right? And
what's this voice you're doing? What
Hey.
is this?
you better just go along for the ride, okay? So
Oh,
we're on a
Jesus.
1-lane road,
I'm riding the fuck out of this.
and we have one PFC MP. Y'all know who it is if y'all local. And he's watching this, and he's like, "Oh god, dude, if they go 31 km, which is 5 miles per hour,
Did he have his fucking
I'm gonna get
did
them."
he have his fucking gun?
The
speed gun?
Oh, is it
He was
PFC?
watching super hard.
Is it
But back
PFC
to
Duke
PFC
Nukem?
guy,
PFC Duke Nukem?
PFC Duke Nukem guy, and he's just sitting there, just watching. Oh, you know what's gonna happen today? I'm gonna pull somebody over for going over 31 km.
I can't wait.
Oh, and I'm going to interrupt him going to formation, what's going to get him in trouble. And his first sergeant's going to get busy yelling at him, and his commander's going to have to give him Article 15. And I've just stopped everyone because no one could drive past him.
Yeah.
Oh, I've just interrupted everything in this squadron.
I didn't even realize it, but while I was thinking about all this, I was jerking off. Holy hell. This is
I mean, if I was
embarrassing.
MP, I would too.
I'm gonna get first sergeant called. Ah!
I personally love MP, but we have a really extra MP recently that's a PFC grade. PFC guy, you know who you are.
That's actually just his name. He's PFC guy. We just called him out directly.
Fuck.
You're extra as fuck. You're pulling over dudes for nothing, and you're parked 7 inches away from the curb. I guess it's ticket time.
Oh, we have nothing against MPs, but if y'all could just stop being gigantic tools, that'd be
I have
great.
never had any issues with any MPs in 6+ years, and there's one dude.
I have.
Yeah, because you drive like an animal. I'm just saying.
No. So I was driving down the road, and they decided to pull me over.
Wait.
Cool.
Rhodes
The
doesn't
thing
drive
was-
like an animal.
No.
It's a general consensus among my friends and family that I'm a terrible driver.
Really?
I know, right? This is a small little moderation break.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da. I'm twerking it.
I hate you so much.
So one thing that struck me ever since I joined, right, to today, and I really kind of saw it once we got here because Korea and then Dugway didn't really see a whole lot of the army. But the one thing that always got me since I joined was you watch a military movie, right? Anything. And the one thing you always see from this is these guys are, they're trained, they're badasses, right? Even not the movies about special forces, just your average soldier movie, they're out on, fucking patrol. These guys are badasses. They're doing their shit. I don't feel that competent about my unit. We train so hard all the goddamn time, but I don't feel like any progress actually comes from it
because
at all.
You don't see it. And you know what happens is
I'm
you
around their training, but these guys can shoot. Yeah. But half of these fuckers don't really know like strategy or how to do things. And then one thing that has always just driven me nuts since I joined was there's this higher level of training, right? Ranger and special forces and all of this stuff. There's this higher level of training, but it's higher level. Why don't we just make that the base level of training? Like, why are we all Ranger qualified? Or like a sect of Ranger qualified? Like, why isn't every single one of our infantrymen so high fucking speed that they are literal killers with their bare hands? That's what they should be. Every fucking soldier should be to that base level because
man, I don't know. I drink the fucking Kool-Aid.
Shoot the fuck. If they get in a hand-to-hand combat, 90% of these fuckers that I work with are dying.
Yes.
But we shouldn't be hand-to-hand, though. We should.
Well, no, they shoot. But then even when it comes to shooting, we go to ranges. How many of these fucks can't even shoot marksman?
So the majority of my dudes, regardless of like Q troop, P troop, they shoot expert. The majority of them.
I had a few that could not fucking shoot.
Those are normally supply dudes and like...
No, these were gunners.
Then they should not be gunners.
But they were the rank to be gunners. And I mean, that they were also private, so, time in. But I mean, that's who's fighting wars. Like, it's just that it's that base level of training. Like, why does it have to be an expert level of training, a higher level for Ranger and all this shit, JTAC and fuck? Why can't that just be the basic level of training? But no, they have to have us at a lower level of training. It's like with medical stuff. Why aren't we paramedics? Why aren't we
cheaper?
A higher level of medical care? Because it's cheaper, and they don't want to spend the money. So basically, they're basically just creating bantha fodder. That's what they're doing. They train the good guys to be experts in their field, and then these fucks, they're bodies. That's all they are. The dude who's not high in PT, can barely shoot, doesn't really know his job, but he's still in the army because we need bodies. That's what that dude is.
Yep.
He's a bullet sponge. He's collateral damage for the military. That's what he is.
Yep.
It has upset me since I joined when they're like, oh yeah, we're going to, who wants to go to air assault? You got to be high speed. Why aren't we all just fucking high speed? How about we kick these fucks out? We have a smaller, better military. Sorry, I got triggered.
No.
We both did.
It's just it's an acceptable level of incompetence in the military. They just let you have an acceptable level of incompetence.
Because
if you can pass the standard of PT and you don't get in trouble, you can stay in the military your entire career, just spreading your incompetence. Like your advisor, your senior should be able to be like, this dude needs to get looked into per his competence because I don't feel like he's competent. And then you should be able to get sent to a board of your peers and seniors. Welcome back, everyone. I appreciate you all hanging by for that quick second. We are back. We need a little bit of a cut break to rant about some things to ourselves. But we're back, and my main concern in life is how the hell am I going to be a father to 2 girls? I have no idea what I'm going to do.
You should just...
those videos aren't helping me at all. Speaking of how I don't know if I'm going to raise 2 girls, what's in my Discord is one of my main concerns.
Are you saying the twerking videos of these girls expressing their individuality and their sexuality, regardless of patriarchal insensitivities, is offending you?
Did Elizabeth Warren write that for you?
She did. Hey, EB, EWB,
I hate
let's
you.
go.
I hate you. Hey, you know what? You know what? Max's friends were right, Hua.
I'll fucking kill you.
Right?
So
right,
says Duke Nukem.
Rose, did you
But-
notice
by
like
the way,
you and
play
me
Duke
laughed
Nukem
and he
forever.
didn't?
Yeah, the two white dudes left.
Yeah, and Rico was just like, I'll murder your family.
So,
Welcome to the Shit on the Brown Guy podcast.
just
So, myself, I have a daughter. My wife is pregnant with our second daughter. Rico has
Yay!
a daughter and a son. So, I obviously don't necessarily have the feedback of having a son.
I'm sterile.
no one cares about
yeah,
that.
I'm,
If you have a
you hope
daughter,
he's sterile.
like myself, my daughter's my life. My daughter is the
It's
only
true.
thing I super care about.
It's
So
true.
I'm super excited. I'm actually it's daunting to have two girls, but I'm actually relieved that I'm having a second girl because
That's horrible.
to me that's easier
Wrong.
than having a boy because having a son, my son, petrifies me.
Why? He would be the
Like-
easiest.
Yeah.
Nope, I don't think so. Because for me, I have 6 sisters. I understand girls. It's understandable.
You saying you
Like, I
don't
know
understand
how
a boy is
to work
saying
them.
you don't understand yourself.
No, I do understand a boy, but I don't have good enough insurance.
You're in the army. They can't do too much stupid stuff.
Yeah, right?
Even though at my
Hey,
previous duty
you got-
station, I was walking in between yards and someone, as his son, pointed a rifle at my head because he thought no one was walking by. So that's difficult. However,
What?
Yeah. He almost shot you in the desert.
he almost shot me and the wife. Hey, that's
God damn it.
Wait, where were you? Where in the country were you?
Nowhere specific.
I just want to
he's
be
not
like,
listening to this.
hey, I just want to be like, hey, you got
Hey,
your
you.
green card?
He was in
You got your
Australia.
green card?
We're
Yeah.
sharing a
Yeah,
new
but-
video, by the way.
So
Y'all got proof
Girls-
of residency?
girls are that I understand. I'm not like daunted by having 2 girls. It's really okay. Having
Rico,
a
stop!
boy is like there are so many. There are so many.
And I just keep hitting play. Continue with telling us about your family, Rose. I'm going
Oh
to
yeah, as
continue
I'm
watching
over
this.
here worrying about my daughter being objectified by men in life.
Listen, you're not objectified if that's what you want to increase your life goal. Just saying.
I mean, so I obviously as a father, and I'm not too conventional old school as people would say. I'm more new school than my wife is. My daughter can do anything she wants to do. There's not a specific path. If she wants to play fucking football, awesome.
Yes.
Ray, knock the fuck out of everyone. If she wants to play male baseball instead of softball,
Male vape ball.
Cool.
You check
you.
these clouds. Can you hit this cloud or not?
So I'm a little bit more progressive with that. But then, also I do understand the slight plights that my daughter will have to go through. And I also don't see a lot of the arguments from other sides of aisles, I guess, that bring up bigger things when it comes to, female difficulties. But also, I'm a dude. So
No. Hell no. No, I'm
There's
gonna stop you right there.
please.
What do you mean you don't see the differences?
So like the pay inequality.
Okay. I cannot
Sexual
speak
harassment, sexual assault
from-
is a thing.
Yeah, of course that is.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to dismiss that, but like pay inequality,
Okay.
I don't really.
Can't speak to that.
It
Equality.
may or may not be.
I can only vilify myself by saying I see a greater change in females and in our culture just moving on to bigger and better positions. So I don't know if that's still a thing. Maybe in like higher society, I don't know. Maybe Kristen Stewart is saying that I cannot be in a Marvel movie for no reason. A Harper's Bazaar article without any specific sources. However, that's a topic for a later thing.
Yes. But I mean, so like the one thing that I've seen brought up for that is people saying, you know, very low percentage of Fortune 500 companies are owned by women. Okay.
Why though?
Like you're just going to pick that as your gender inequality like standard. Why not? You know, like you didn't look into how many women are, you know, pipe fitters, scuba divers, welders, you know, actual like trade jobs, or, you know, college professors or anything like that. Like they just picked
If my daughter,
the Fortune 500 billionaires.
if my daughter made $60,000-$70,000 a year working on freaking engines, I could not be prouder. Because you know what? The person working on dead ballerina Russian lit, she's not working, dude. Sorry.
Well, no. And literally, as you said that, your daughter working on cars, I immediately pinned her as the Latino girl from
She's
Atlantis.
Letty, bruh. No, Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
She's Letty.
No. Okay, Fast and Furious. All right. I'll allow that. Yeah, I mean, if Ray wants to, you know, be a like that one video of that young Russian girl, I think she's Russian, the boxer.
Mm-hmm.
That girl would beat the fuck out of me.
Yes.
Like that is bad ass. And nothing can limit. Me and Ashley get in arguments because she's coming up with room schemes for our next daughter. And she's like, oh, so like, do you want to do like mermaids or unicorns? I was like, why not monster trucks?
Yeah, Muhammad Ali.
No, this one's going to be a fighter.
Yeah.
Daddy's going to the UFC.
Yeah. Michael J. Fox.
Listen.
Why?
That way she can handle
seen
any
Back to the
shake
Future?
that comes to her life.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, I doing? I play Rocky. Now I got problems in the brain.
Nope, he didn't play Rocky, and that dude
I'm
does.
talking about Sylvester Stallone. That's
No,
the voice
Michael
I'm doing. No,
No,
man.
Michael J. Fox was in Back to the Future. He's
Yeah,
Marty
I
McFly.
fucking know, guy. I'm being a Jason over here because I got punched in the head, and that's
You're
the
being
same
a
as
Jason.
and that's the same
Jason.
as
I don't
going
even-
back in the future to the present and the future and
Perfect.
all of that.
I don't think
Great.
in the Venn diagram of actors that Michael J. Fox bleeds over to Sylvester Stallone.
Hey.
I don't think that graph is correct at all.
Doc. I can't even do it. I
Hey,
can't even do it.
Doc.
I can't even do it.
You
Slide
got some-
Stallone.
Sylvester
accent.
Stallone as
I
Marty McFly.
Doc. I can't.
But,
are
like,
you
so-
telling me? Yeah, I keep
With-
trying to do a Christopher Walken voice.
So first,
You turned the DeLorean into a time machine?
I've never loved you more.
I couldn't do.
So many
I
things
couldn't do
I
Rocky,
absolutely love.
but I just fell into Christopher
That's
Walken.
all I've ever wanted for Christopher Walken to read me a bedtime story, and I'm going to sleep right now.
Right? Just Doc.
Yes.
Are you telling me you
What do you
turned a
mean, Chris?
DeLorean into a time machine?
Christopher, that's impossible.
You know that sound you were looking for? Well, listen to this.
although, who is it? Chris Lloyd?
Yes, Christopher
How
Lloyd.
dare
is,
we've had so
Dr.
many
Chris
conversations
Lloyd
on this.
kind of sounds like when I was trying to do his voice, it kind of almost came off Nixon-y.
You're not
Could
wrong.
you imagine Dick Nixon and some like
Yeah. Marty, I am not a crook.
Marty, I am not a time traveler.
By the way,
that was Rick and Morty.
Hey,
just
I
Dick
gotta throw
Nixon.
up right now. But yes, I'm not a time traveler, but I am.
We have to get to 88 miles per hour. Also, don't trust the
Hey,
Jews.
Pickle Rick don't give a shit. And fuck you. Me and the Jews are about it, bruh.
That's fine.
I love Rico as the Jewish voice
I
on the
am.
podcast.
I've been to synagogue more than anybody more than anybody you know.
Hey! I don't know about that.
How many yarmulkes do you own?
Oh, personally?
Yes.
Like that I feel like TCF stitched into them?
Yes.
2.
Rookie numbers. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am personally way left out of this conversation. I don't even know if we have a synagogue in Idaho.
He says rookie numbers.
Yeah, you
love-
fucking Jewish
I
brat.
love the idea of Rico just sitting in synagogue. Oh, you look adorable.
You should have seen the image of Rico sitting in church.
he just keeps slapping the flames. He's like, oh God, I just keep catching on fire. It means you're a sinner, Rico. You're a sinner.
First off, I don't go to regular church. I go to synagogue because Old Testament, that's what I'm about.
Yeah.
So I was the worship leader back in Dugway, and him and a bunch of our friends came. What was it, for Easter or Christmas? I can't remember.
For every holiday, they go over free food.
Yeah, they came to the church. But as I'm up on stage singing worship music, like they all filed in, and it caught me off guard because none of these people go to church.
Jesus loves the little children.
PowerPoint behind me, like singing, and like
Yeah.
Rico's just getting into it. Like he was ready to go to a Baptist revival.
If it was an Old
And he's
Testament
throwing
song,
me off.
yes.
I couldn't make eye contact, and we're singing hymns and shit. And I couldn't make eye contact with Rico. I couldn't even look in his direction because he's over
'Cause I
here,
was so
like he's down
devout.
at Southern Baptist Church, like he's about to start speaking in tongues and praising hallelujah.
I love that. I love the idea of Rico just staring at you, though, Rhodes. Like he knows all the words, but he's just maintaining just eye contact with you. Yeah. He's like,
So that's half of my
He's
congregation now.
Jesus is the rock. Jesus.
So with many things that are insecurities within life, me having 2 daughters and literally just afraid every day to just leave the house, let alone with my
Never
children.
do it.
Yeah, because we're going to Texas next, and we're like, oh, Texas ain't bad. At least they're not getting shot everywhere. Oh wait,
That was
Jesus
horrible.
Christ. Jesus Christ.
What?
everyone's getting shot in the United States. I'm about to just get out of the army and just move my family to fucking Spain, and they were having riots about Catalonia not too long
you
ago.
ready?
I don't
wife-
mind. I don't mind what he said.
She has.
Yeah.
Her dad has a lot of land in Maine. It's a sucky area because it gets snow, but we can own that shit, and we're gonna start a compound. The underqualified and
Yeah,
overcompensated
Done.
fucking
Done.
podcast compound.
Welcome to the underqualified and overcompensated cult.
Yes. Cult.
I'm gonna be the worst cult leader ever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you would.
Well, yeah, there's going to be 3 of us, so automatically bad cult.
Yeah. And I hate to say it, but like,
gonna die.
you're going to be kind of third in line. You want to know why?
I really won't. You have to worry because I'm super charming.
Well, that's
Yeah,
true.
in reality, if we were all cult leaders, I would kill Rico
Yeah,
first.
it's true.
You
Because-
won't.
It's true.
Him being around for too long, he's gonna steal the
Yes.
cult out
All
from
of my
underneath me.
followers will immediately destroy you. Just saying.
Yep.
Is what it is. I'm the Matt bestest of cult leading.
I don't know.
And ladies and gentlemen, don't get it twisted. This is not like a 2 years of a cult leading. This is a whole week of progression.
This is actually just
Cult
orientation.
We have
Yeah.
cult started on Monday.
Cult 101.
By Wednesday, I kill Rico.
He didn't.
By Thursday, there's an uprising. By Friday,
Rico is
I
back.
also kill first. Yeah, Rico's also
Oh,
not dead.
Shit.
And then by Saturday, we both set off bombs underneath the compound and we all die.
And then Rico is still here because, oh my God, he is indestructible. And
Why are you immortal? Are you fucking Colossus from the X-Men?
He's a Highlander.
There can only be
Callbacks
one.
aplenty. I am the one. Listen,
But with certain
Rose is
insecurities
talking to
within
you right now,
life,
but if you really want to talk right now, if you're trying to get on the Rico compound and live your best life, I am here for you in many ways.
Wow, do you have your own business?
Do you want to live your best life? Is that what you want in life? To live your best life? Hey, that's with me. Because that's what I want for you too. Hashtag
Rico
us.
for Hire, RicoForHire.net.
Welcome back to the UNO, the underqualified and overcompensated podcast, Rhodes. Guess what? It is time for your rant, the Rhodes rant. Get it.
all right, listen up, motherfuckers. I have one thing
Aggressive.
in life. Yeah, no, this is I'm all fired up, hopped up on fucking Mountain Dew. I'm ready to scissor kick someone in the back of the head. So, one thing that just ignites me is, for one, that I work with children, and for two, that everyone treats them like children. How about and not just in the military, just in basic life? If they're 21, they're not kids. Don't refer to them as kids because you're fucking 97. Stop being a fucking asshole. That's an adult person. They are an adult person. They're an adult. Do I need to say it again? They're an adult. They're a person in life, leading through life, just as you did. Just because you're older than them doesn't mean you're fucking better than them. You're probably still a piece of shit. If we treat these people like they're children, they're going to act like children. For example, through the military, they're like, hey, here's this 70-ton vehicle with a huge weapon on it. Drive this through Afghanistan, Roger. But wait a fucking minute. You want a candle in your room? Oh my God. And they fucking implode. And we have to check these dudes' rooms every goddamn day because I can't trust a fucking person not to have a goddamn shopping cart in their goddamn closet.
Don't even get started.
You just treat them like adults and behave like an adult. It's not that complicated. It's not. I'm going to treat you like one. And when I all of a sudden start treating other people like adults, it increases. But then someone swoops right the fuck in, puts a pacifier in a soldier's mouth and says, hey, calm down. Here's your blankie. Go nighty-bye, bitch. And I don't understand it. What do you expect these fucks to do? They're going to act like children if they're treated as such. We are required, we are expected to save lives, to take lives, to fight for our country. Yet we can't have simple shit in the barracks. We can't own simple things. I can't go on a pass without having to tell 97 other people. I get it, accountability.
Where the fuck are you?
What?
Are you here right now?
No, I'm in fucking Majorca getting blown. I don't fucking know.
Super.
Hell yeah, brother.
Let me lead my own life. The way I see it, and then we have to ride these people. They're fat, overweight. They can't do PT. They can't pass a PT
I'm
test.
offended by that.
Yeah, no, you're fine. But half these motherfuckers that don't care, how about we treat them like adults and we fucking fire their ass? We kick them the fuck out. Why do I have to stand next to a piece of shit who's going to stay in for the next 16 years riding the coattails of someone that he's blowing on his knees while I'm working my ass off and he's just simply skating through fucking life? But no, due to his incompetence, he's just going to ride through because we can't just be adults about it and simply just say, hey, this is a job. You applied to this job and you are not behaving and or conducting yourself well.
Or qualified for it.
Yeah. At Wendy's, you'd be fired in half a second.
Yes.
I know that.
But in the army.
Yeah. In the Army, they're like, oh, you can run.
Yeah.
It just...
Yeah. You have a good
and that just
2 mile.
skims into the fact that that's a whole nother thing-ish. But just be adults. How many times every fucking Friday does someone of a higher rank have to stand in front of a whole group of adults and basically explain to us in so many different words to be fucking adults. Like, hey, don't drink, guys. Don't fry bacon naked. No fucking duh, space
How dare
cadet.
you.
It's not fucking rocket science. Don't put your dick where it doesn't belong.
No.
Don't drive a car if you've been drinking.
You're right.
Don't assault a hooker on the side of the street.
I would not know about
Period.
that, but you're right.
Yeah. Don't attack the Polizei.
They only have sticks, though.
Yeah, those sticks are hard, dude.
Yeah,
Hey, they don't have guns. You know who has guns? America.
Yes. It's an ever present thing. Just treat people like adults. I don't know how many times someone who's been at a higher position than someone else in whatever phase of life you're at, and they're yelling at you like your father just caught you doing something you're not supposed to. Hold on.
I was
I'm going to
touching
need
my
you to take the
thingy.
bass out of your voice real quick because I'm a grown man.
Hey, I was touching my thingy.
Yeah, there you go. I just want to go back to the good old days where you just fight someone. And I realize on the other end of that, I would have a lot of people fighting me.
That's a lot of punches in the face, but it'd be worth it.
Yep, I'd be getting punched in the face a lot. But you know what? Problems would be solved.
Hey, can I just tack on something?
Please do.
Please.
It's something we talked about earlier that's not going to be included
A
in the
penis?
recording, but I feel like, no, not a penis, but I feel like I can just tack this on. Hey, guy who yelled at me for wearing a beanie this
That
morning.
guy.
All right?
Oh,
This is
I'm
including you.
sorry.
All right?
Ooh, I'm gonna let
No, no,
Ford
no,
get
no.
on this, and I'm gonna like fuck
If-
you up.
No, I'm just going to say, if you're the guy who yelled at me across the street and was like, hey, it's not that it's not that cold, and you like motioned for me to take your beanie off, go fuck yourself. I don't give a shit.
Hey, yeah, he doesn't, but I give even less of a shit. Rico Ramirez, Ricardo.122 Ramirez .mil, motherfucker, get at me. And I will
Security
shit on
number.
your motherfucking face. I don't give a shit. He sat all night in the motherfucking cold and you want to get him because you sat your fucking parents
Right?
jerked off all night? Hell no.
Yeah.
Fired up. He would be super respectful, but I don't give a shit. Fuck you.
No, because I wasn't super respectful earlier in this, but we just didn't record it.
You are
However-
super respectful right now, but that's redundant.
I don't give a shit.
No,
No.
as
Okay,
you
you really
should.
want to set me off? You really want to light this firecracker? Because that dude can deep. Yeah, that dude can deep throat my thick cock.
I hope he
okay?
does. I hope that makes him warmer.
Yeah, I don't know why you had to like. First, I don't know why you had to give yourself a little bit more than was necessary.
Because
Hey,
fuck
the
that
internet
guy.
doesn't- Yeah, the
That's
internet.
all I
doesn't
give a shit
know.
about. Fuck that guy.
But that just
Anyway.
so that to end this
Yes.
with the podcast,
Yes.
I don't give a shit.
Hey,
Fuck him.
we
Act-
talked
no.
about a lot of
Yes,
stuff today.
Yes, Rico. Fuck that dude.
In the end, people, when it comes to the first topic that we talked about, if it is about treating people as adults, just do as such. You
Hey, listen, everybody. I know we talked. Hey, listen, let's rap. All right?
Oh,
I
the first rap. The fucking
Yeah.
rap. The
Right.
FR. Let's go.
Yeah.
This is
Right.
the new way we end this.
Hey, listen. Listen, everybody. Come in close.
Oh, I'm so
right.
close to coming right now.
Just come in close. I know we talked.
Coming super close right now. Stop telling me. You're going to ruin it.
You're right. You're right. I'm gonna let you decide when. I know we talked about
That was
some
a super
serious-
snortle. Are you a fucking snortle?
I don't know what a snortle is. Hey, quiet. All right. I want you to be quiet. Like I wish the guy across the street was quiet.
That guy.
Well, I know, and he knows it too. Anyway, hey everybody. Thanks for listening.
Donkey
whoever's-
shorts.
I wish whoever was stapling stuff in the background
Who
would
the
stop.
fuck stapling things?
No, that's
Right?
me hitting my head on my desk. No big deal. You continue.
Yeah,
I'm
fair.
here to staple everything.
So, ladies and gentlemen,
Hold on.
no, you're fucking done. Ladies and gentlemen, when it comes down to it, we here
You're
at
so
the
hot.
Underqualified and Overcompensated podcast, we just want you to be adults. It's not that hard. It is a thing we've hit on in the past. Be adults. Don't be an asshole. I appreciate you listening to the podcast. Please follow us on Spotify, iTunes, TuneIn, YouTube, Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Try to find us up on Instagram and SoundCloud. Be adults. Don't fuck up. Just be people that you wouldn't want to punch in the face. From myself, signing off for the night. From my fellow casters,
I love you more than anyone else.
I had a lot of fun with this time. That's stuff. Fun.
from all of us here at the Underqualified Overcompensated podcast, peace out, everyone.
No one cares more than me. Love you.
Oh, you fucks.